to jump right in. I first wanted to ask you, how have you not allowed yourself to get contained in a box? I think so often in Hollywood, women especially black women, are told they can do this and they can't do that.
Yeah.
How have you usurped that?
I will say that, you know, I had a great support system growing up. My mom always told me, you know, you don't have to be one thing. You can be many things, you know. If you want to, whatever you want to be, just try to be the best at it. That was kind of the support I always got. So when it came to me in the industry, when people would try to knock, you know, roadblocks in our way, my mom always made me feel like it wasn't a big deal. You know, she later did tell me that she was scared too, but she felt like my the childlike fearlessness that you had always made her feel like it was possible. And that, her nurturing that, kept it alive for me as I got older.
And one of those sort of acts of fearlessness is the fact that you're now on GMA 3 with Michael Strahan and Sara, which is amazing.
Thank you so much. The best time.
So how does it feel to be living out your childhood dream?
It's unbelievable because, you know, the things come to you, you don't already know them. You just know that you like to, talk. Or you know that you like to, make people happy. You know, you don't know what that's going to materialize as. And it didn't really come to me in the idea of a host or a show until I was about 18 or 19, and I did Just Keke for BET. And that was the beginning of me saying, you know, this is something I really want to do. I really love to talk to people. I really love to share my platform and also let people know that, hey, I've been in the industry for a long time. Some people may look and say, oh, Keke, you got this, you that, but I'm a normal person. To make sure that I am touchable with my platform, it's always been so important to me. And so I think doing this show, GMA 3, it just allows more girls that look like me, more young people that want to do what I'm doing. They know that it's possible. You know, it's not something that's out of reach.
Wonderful. And you also have an incredible voice. And we saw that showcase with your Hustlers co-star, J-Lo.
Yes.
You guys did that little duet from Selena, which was amazing.
I was shook, love.
So how do you start writing your songs? Or like, where does that inspiration come from?
It's many different moments. You know, I did a song, one of my favorite songs I've written called I Don't Belong to You. It kind of birthed also a book that I came out with a couple of years after I wrote the song called I Don't Belong to You. And that came from a place of me really coming into my own. I was about like 18 or 19, and I really started to have self-realizations of what we've just talked about. It's like your mom will tell you something, but then you as you get older, you kind of have a moment where you forget yourself and then you remember yourself. And that was the moment I was having of, I don't belong to people. I don't belong to other people's ideas of who I am. I don't belong to the box that people try to keep me in. I don't belong to the perceptions that others have for me. And so that song, that came from just a real emotional moment that I had for myself. And it's been the same thing with any song. I did a song a little while ago, Better to Have Loved. We all go through that moment where we realize, hey, maybe this didn't work out with that person, but it was better to have loved than not to have loved at all, which is something we all say and we know, but it really comes from my personal experiences. I kind of just put it all out there.
Wonderful. Your authenticity is extremely refreshing, especially for someone of your caliber. And you've always interacted with your fans and with your followers, but we all know that the internet can be very toxic. How have you been able to sort of continue to be yourself and share with your fans while sort of making your way through that type of environment?
Oh, yeah. And I've had my ups and downs with that because you want to be able to give a lot, but at the same time, you got to keep stuff for yourself, too. And growing up as an entertainer in this industry, that's always a battle because as a kid, you're like, every kid want to make every adult happy. But as you get older, it's like, I ain't no kid no more. And I don't have to make everybody happy. I didn't have to make everybody happy as a kid, but that's the normal thing that kids feel. So for me, it was about realizing that I'm not going to make everybody happy. And the internet, even though it can be harsh, it's a good way to realize that. Let it go. I can't make 8 million people happy. That's too much. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's just it's actually surrendering to the fact that everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to love what you got to say, but that doesn't mean you got to stop being who you are. You got to more so focus on the people that do understand what you have to say and do support you. So it's really about silencing the noise and finding your voice.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're in a really particular time in entertainment, especially with Time's Up and Me Too. Mm-hmm. And as a Black woman, you obviously hear the buzzwords, inclusion, diversity.
Sure.
Have you seen anything really shift or change, or do you think that's still sort of like a fad or just something Hollywood is talking about versus actually being actionable?
I think when it comes to minorities, that's always something that we're going to hear. I think it, of course, has gotten better over the years. I think that's the thing that I try to focus on is constant progression. Nothing's going to happen boom in a minute. But to see the constant progression, that does give me a lot of encouragement. What I will say I'm happy about is we see a lot of people behind the screen of color and of different sexes. It's not all men. It's not just white. It's black, white, Hispanic, it's old, young, you know. And that's what I like. You know, we have Ava DuVernay. You know, we have those type of entertainers. We have people like Tyler Perry that are creating roles. And, you know, that's to me what it's about. When you can actually, when you're going to get a project that looks diverse, is when you have people that are diverse behind the screen. That's really where it starts. So getting these different kind of people in power positions where they're working for the companies, where they actually are executives, that their opinion actually matters, where this writer, his voice matters, it makes a difference, you know, that's when we're gonna really get to that place. So I think I have seen that with Issa Rae. There's been so many that, again, it's a progression, and I'm happy about where we're headed.
Perfect. And I think Hustlers is a prime example of that. It's female-led, it's so boss, like female-directed as well. Can you talk to us about your favorite moment on set with all of those incredible women?
My favorite moment would have to be, we had a scene in the movie, I don't know if any who has seen it in here, but there was a scene in the movie where Usher comes into the club. Now the movie is kind of a period piece set in like the early to mid 2000s, 2007 or so. And you know, so we going into the club, you know, and we find out that Usher's in there. And it just blows my mind because I auditioned for Usher when I was like 10 years old for a movie he did called In the Mix, and now I'm on stage stripping for him. and then I'm over here beside me, J-Lo, and we rubbing on each other. And then I'm in the back grinding on Lizzo. And then it's like, I'm just like, this is a slumber party, but with the best group of folks you can find. You know, and so that was a very surreal moment for me. And I think it was surreal for all of us because it was kind of like, wow, this is fun, this is cool. And I think as so many times as women, you are meant to feel shamed about your sexuality. You know, you're meant to feel like it's something you gotta hide or that you gotta be imprisoned by. And in that moment, I think we all just felt so embraced by one another and embraced by what we felt about this film that we got to experience that, what made us beautiful without feeling shamed about it. And so it was a fun moment.
Wonderful. So would you consider yourself a hustler?
Oh yes, honey. I'm from Chi-Town, Illinois, okay? You know that, yeah.
For sure. What do you think is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself throughout the course of your career?
Ooh, that was a hard one. The biggest thing I've learned about myself, you know what I'll say? First I was like, I don't know. Then I said, I know. Resilient. I'm very grateful for my resilience because I am a sensitive person. I'm a true artist to the core. I'm sensitive. I feel everything. You know what I mean? I think that's why I love what I do. But the fact that I can still love again, I can still be excited again, I can still, you know, have a little bit of naivety that makes me have the faith to manifest things that I never thought was possible. I'm so grateful to God for that because life is hard, y'all. It's really, I mean, we all going through the same things in a different backdrop. And it's so easy to get into, woe is me, and this is only happening to me. And so I'm very grateful that when I have those moments, I let myself stay in for a second, and then I can pull myself back out. I'm very grateful to God for that, you know.
So we have to talk about this viral meme.
Oh, thank you guys, thank you. Thank you so much, thank you. Oh, the meme, girl.
Yes, the meme exploded. You obviously did an interview with Vanity Fair.
Yeah.
And you didn't know who Dick Cheney was. And you said, I'm sorry to this man, I don't know who this man is. And it has become the biggest viral moment, and I don't even know
That literally kills me. I did not expect that.
So funny, Keke. I like cry every time.
It's so crazy because even my mom, she's like, you really didn't know who that man was? I'm like, Mom, y'all never was talking about Dick Cheney. And then she started telling me who he was about. And I said, oh, I see why we didn't talk about him, you know, in our household. Jeez Louise. But, you know, it was just, I truly didn't know who the man was. You know, but I knew that people were going to know. You know, you can tell when it's a trick question. I knew when they said VP and showed me the picture, I said, he just looked like a man that I see walking down the street. He's not any look in particular. And, you know, then next thing you know, everybody telling me he was Dick Cheney. And I said, who's that? You know, sorry, God bless her though.
So we were chatting backstage briefly, and you told me that you're going to culinary school, which is amazing.
I'm so excited.
And that's one of the things that you've really wanted to do for yourself. But you also said that you wanted to get back into comedy.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because of the times, I feel like, you know, so much, I mean, I love a good drama, right? We all love a good cry, love a good romance, that's all good, but I I feel like there's so much tension in our society right now, racial tension, what we want, what we want to gain, how we can survive in this economy, corporatism. I mean, we all feel it weighing down on us sometimes everywhere we turn. So for me, it's like I want to do something that's going to make people laugh. I want to do something that's going to make people smile, that's going to make us say, it's going to be all right, that, hey, we can still try to enjoy the life that we have. Everything's not going to be perfect, but hey, let's make a joke out of that. Let's not get down. And the reality is that's the world I came from, right? When my parents decided, maybe Keke would be interested in entertainment, it was because we lived in poverty. You know what I'm saying? Now, it ain't like we had the worst, but we definitely didn't have the best. What we had was each other. And I was the one that was always like, trying to make a joke, trying to make people laugh. Like, oh, my mama, they look a little down. Let me get out on the floor and dance, So for me, that's where my passion came from. It came from sometimes hardship and sorrow. And so I look around and I just want people to be reminded that, we can still enjoy our life and we can still enjoy each other.
Yes, definitely. What is the best advice you've ever gotten from another woman about your career?
The best advice I've ever gotten from another woman about my career. This was like kind of advice that wasn't meant to be given, but I took it as that or like as a message. I remember Queen Latifah throughout my career, she's always been such a huge support to me. And it just seemed so effortless for her, to be that way. And I remember, I was talking to her, we did a movie called Joyful Noise, and we were hanging out in her trailer, and I was just like, in my mind, like, wow, Queen really embraces me. Like, that blows me away that we getting to hang out together. And I told her, I said, I just want to thank you so much for always rooting for me. Like, people tell me, you'll speak about me in rooms where I'm not a part of. And she said, well, Keke, I wasn't just doing that. It was because I knew that you were working at it. I saw you. I saw how you were working hard. And I said, hey, I want to always be a part of what that girl's doing. And so when she said that to me, what it made me think was, prayer and faith is nothing without hard work. We could talk about it all day long, but what are we doing? Are we hitting the pavement? Are we being creative? Are we stepping outside the box? Are we, being really fearless? And so when she said that to me, I just thought to myself, you know what I mean? I'm going to always work hard for the things that I want. I'm never going to give up, Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
So with GMA3, with Hustlers, with Culinary School, with the novel, what's next?
Oh, man. I got to tell y'all the truth. I don't know. I'm one of those people that truly let the wind blow me. Of course, there are things that are substantial to me. Like, you said what? What'd she say? I couldn't. Oh, man, I really want to hear it, girl. I'm gonna come up to you afterwards. I really just say to myself, what feels good? Now there are things that are, of course, substantial to me. Of course, I always love to entertain. I'm very excited about going into culinary school. And I do love hosting. I love to be myself. I love to talk and to learn about others. But the way that can transform is not up to me to decide. I'm not really writing the book. God is. And so I just try to keep myself open. And not allow myself to be afraid or say, well, this isn't a part of the plan. Everything is a part of the plan. Everything is possible. So, hey, if it come to me and I feel it in my soul, I say, all right, God, let's go, love.
Right. So we all want to thank Keke so much for joining us.
That is over, you guys. Oh, my God, thank you so much.
Before we let her go, I think Sam has a bit of a surprise for her.
Sam!
So
we have a surprise.
Sam!
We got you a pony. No, we didn't do that. Okay, so by popular demand, we do voices. We do voices of the year. Actually, sit here.
Okay.
Be weird. We do voices of the year, as you guys know, women who have used their platforms to build up other women, to call out men or people, anyone who is marginalizing anyone. And so our community voted for you to get a Voices of the Year award. And we have, and so this one is called Truth Teller, no surprise.
No.
And so why don't we all say who we're sorry to. I am sorry to this man. That is our 1, 2, 3. I am sorry to this man. So that is, and the truth telling that is going to continue to impact not only the elders among us, but our baby girls and the who you so generously influence. So we do have one little video we wanted to show you from a friend of yours who, oh wait, it's over there. How's she gonna see it?
Okay, I stand up.
You stand up, babe. Sorry, it's a little annoying.
Because I don't think that there is a person in the United States of America who, at this point, if you said sorry, wouldn't immediately think to this man. Keke, you deserve all the awards. You are such a star. When I met you on my show, I said, this girl has all the talent, all of it, and she should get everything. I want you to have everything, including the BlogHer Voices of the Year award. So, give it to her.
Give it to her. She told me to give it to you. She told me to give it to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Sam. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just want to thank you guys. I appreciate you all. I really, truly do. If you don't know how much joy it brings to me to do what I do every day, I'm so thankful. And so, thank you for this. Sorry.